So I guess Tyrone couldn't put it down on Shereé like Shereé needed it to be put down. He couldn't get her right. And Drew, she was getting them bitches together, honey. She said, y'all hoes ain't finna come at me. Y'all ain't finna do that. Y'all ain't finna do that. And guess what? Sanya looking real flustered and masculine. Let's talk about it. What's up, Hamptonites? It's your boy Hampton Spears. I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14 episode. Let's see. Episode 18, Reunion Part 1. Okay, let me say this. I love the set. I love the flamingos. I love, the whole layout. I guess it's inspired by Jamaica. I mean, I guess that is Jamaica vibes. I wouldn't have thought Jamaica when I saw it, but I mean, the colors were very nice, very nice. I will say my favorite outfit, who's my favorite outfit? I don't know. I think I like, in terms of fashion-wise, I like Sanya's because it's a little different. These other hoes just kind of played it safe. I'm looking at Kandi right now. It's safe. We've seen it before. I mean, people, I did a poll on my community tab, and people said Kenya looked really good, and that was their favorite best dressed. I mean, besides the thing on the side, I mean, it was just safe. I mean, she looks good. I'm not really feeling the hair. I'm really not feeling the hair. And it just is apparent, where the natural hair starts and where, the weave starts. It's very apparent. I don't know what she was thinking. Fire whoever is in charge of that. That was not good. Shereé, nice outfit again, but safe. I mean, I was just looking at the titties. I mean, you don't even need to have an outfit because I'm just looking at them damn titties in my motherfucking face, child. Drew, safe. It looks like you have a nightgown on. All these hoes are showing leg. Especially Kandi and Drew for sure. Sanya I like because it was different from everybody else. I liked it. And Marlo, I liked yours. I mean, it was good. That was a little different as well. You got it, right. But it was similar to the season 10 reunion look that you had on because it was kind of had that fluffy, poofy stuff. But so my favorites, I'd have to say, are Marlo and Sanya. So there we go. But yeah, so they all sit down. Let me tell you something. Why are they sitting Drew next to Sanya? Why? And this was, I didn't know their beef went this deep, right? Because Sanya ended up crying in that thing, right? And Drew was so callous. They were like, do you see Drew crying? Or do you see Sanya crying? She's like, I see tears. Tears are coming out. It was like, damn. And let's get into that. I will say, the main source of Sanya and Drew's beef is that Sanya just started seeing how Drew was moving in these Real Housewives of Atlanta streets, and she didn't like it. And she started voicing her opinions to Kenya about it. And I guess, after the fact, when there were no cameras around, no nothing, Sanya puts Drew up on game and was like, look, I had this conversation with Kenya on camera. I said such and such and such. I just wanted to let you know. Da, 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 da. Fast forward the next day, they're all together. The cameras are there. They're taping. The situation about Kenya comes up. Drew acts like she does not know what the fuck Sanya is talking about. Whatever. And Sanya says at the reunion, I went to your hotel room without any cameras. Da, 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 da. Drew denies it. Flat out. And it's like, in this situation, I'm not going to lie, I kind of believe Sanya. Yeah, I think she did come to you privately. Maybe you had a misunderstanding, or maybe you're just lying, honey. I don't know. But I think it's dumb that Sanya had a problem with how Drew was interacting with other people And she said, oh, Drew was, being very combative, like at the dinner or Brooklyn's birthday party. I mean, Fatum said that Ralph's husband was gay, or Anthony said that Ralph's husband is gay. And yeah, I mean, Drew, that's her husband. Ralph, that's a big accusation. Of course, she's going to get a little bit upset. And it's being broadcast to the whole and fucking world. So it's just like, she has the right to be upset about it. I mean, other than that, Sanya, I guess, you started, throwing shade about Drop It with Drew, You really, to me, started, you started it, the whole shade thing, right? Drew, like I said, like, she picked you up on the side of the road like you were a prostitute when your tire was gone or something. She helped you. And it just really seemed like you switched. I don't know if, like, production got in your ear and told you to do certain things and yada, yada, yada. But it's just, and it sucks because it's like you guys are both hurt, both upset. Well, just real talk, Sanya, you seem hurt. Drew seems like she could give a damn. And by the way, I'm waiting for the hair flip. I've seen little clips on Instagram. And saying it's like, Drew, do not do that. Do not do that. Andy. Yeah, so. Oh, and let's get to Drew versus Shereé, honey. Look. Shereé, you really be soft-spoken and stuttering over the words a little bit. You need to speak up a little bit. Speak up. You need to get a little fire under your ass like Drew. Drew wasn't playing no games, honey. And let me tell you something, Shereé. You ain't shit, honey. You don't pay your bills, honey. You go say, you only pay the people that you need to be paid, right? You pick and choose who needs to be paid and who deserves and who doesn't deserve to get paid. Now, how that work? If you're not satisfied, you don't pay. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Like, look, Shereé, your track record, we know you are funny with your money. But what's weird is that you had no problem dropping thousands of dollars on designer clothes and shit that Marlo was selling out her motherfucking closet when she was supposed to be helping you after your damn breakup or embarrassing moment with goddamn Tyrone. You spent thousands of dollars on clothes, but you can't fucking give Drew whatever $800 for balloons and shit. Like, your priorities are weird, and it's like, which is it? Are you broke, struggling, or are you just? I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe I don't know, Shereé. I don't get it. I don't get your mentality. It's not a good look, boo. It's not a good look. I mean, your website, by the way, is a whole nightmare and disaster. And when I heard that the website crashed, I actually thought that was a good thing. Like, oh, that means a lot of people are buying the shit, which is true, but it still crashed. Like, I looked a couple days ago, it was still crashed. And I guess, some of the shit they had was way overpriced and was, white label products from Shein or other shit. It was, which it was not, they call it She by Shein, so the rollout is a disaster and they're clowning you right now, Shereé. But, this is the beginning humps. I'm sure that as time goes on, it'll get better, much better. And, you'll get through, you'll figure out what's going on, you'll get more familiar, and you'll get everything, you'll get this shit right, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be coming back next season. I feel it in my bones. I heard somewhere that all of them were coming back, and I think that's I'm pretty satisfied with this cast. I really like this season. This season was really good. I know a lot of people like to talk shit about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh, it's not good anymore. It's boring. NeNe not there. Phaedra not there. Porsha not there. And even, I am a Phaedra fan, but I'll admit this season was entertaining. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say it wasn't. I think these group of girls are really, really, really good. Now, I wonder if Fatum is going to come on the reunion, because I would really love for her to come on the reunion. Or did Drew put a stop to that? I wonder if Drew put a motherfucking stop to that, because we ain't seen Fatum since I guess she was at the fashion show with Shereé, but she hasn't been in a full scene, like she was before. Child, I don't know, honey. I don't know. Now let's talk about Shereé and Kandi and their kind of tip they had at the reunion. Now, I will say this, Kandi, you were talking Cash Money shit about Shereé on your Speak On It. I will say it, and on the show, they did run it back. You were talking a lot of shit. Shereé was too, kinda. She just said you weren't on Broadway. But and the scene that everybody keeps talking about, the scene outside, Marlo was the one saying all this shit about Kandi being fucked out of Atlanta and she take care of men and she, you know, whatever. Shereé was just she was just like that. She wasn't necessarily saying it right. So that wasn't like, but Kandi, you really talked a lot of shit about Tyrone paying for the house, Tyrone cheating on Shereé with the man that's actually giving him sex, with the woman that's actually giving him sex, which I mean is true. What you're saying is true, Kandi. What Kandi's saying, she really do be giving true tea. Like if you look back throughout the season, she really do be saying what the real shit is, right? I'm just gonna give credit where credit due. Billy Goat got her day. Billy Goat got her day. Well, Billy Goat got her life because Kandi, she's made a lot out of her life, and I can give credit where it's due, honey. Good for you, Kandi. And you have helped people. You really have helped people. I think it's fucked up what Marlo's doing. But anyway, get to Shereé's, new boo. If you don't know, Shereé is now dating Marcille Holt from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I've never watched the show, but what I do know is that that man cheated on his wife and had a baby with the other woman, and it was all played out to the world. The wife, Melody, divorced him. I saw Marcille Holt interview with Dr. Heavenly, and he just is like an egomaniac and just, I mean, Shereé, your choices in men. I mean, this is terrible from Tyrone. And I guess he served 8 years in prison. 8 years is a long time. What the fuck? Oh my God. And now Marcille Holt. Shereé, I'm starting to think, do you have any self-respect? You must got some trauma. We got into Marlo's trauma later on in the review, but Shereé, let's focus on you for a little bit. You must got some serious trauma, girl. Do you love yourself? Do you love yourself? And Shereé, you really could. These women could really get a lot of guys would be happy to have them if they would just lower their standards a little motherfucking bit. Goddamn, not in terms of standards, in terms of socioeconomic status, I guess, right? Because I feel like men with money, a lot of the times, they know their power, their leverage, and they're gonna cheat. They know what they got and whatever, and they're a little ungrateful, right? So maybe Shereé, you need to get a guy that's a little bit, not a criminal. I mean, you actually got with the fucking criminal, someone that was beneath you. Get her with a regular guy that's, not necessarily on your level economically, and some guy that's gonna worship the ground you walk on. Ladies, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a woman. Shereé, your priorities are fucked up. You're materialistic as fuck. Everything, and we're all rooting for you. I love you, Shereé. You have history, but I mean, girl, listen, you're the cat who has 9 lives. I mean, the network loves you. I mean, the way they set up that season finale, they rolled the entire fucking red carpet out for you. Even had the countdown to when your website was going live. It was just a whole situation, right? And pick better men. Do you remember she was on Millionaire Matchmaker with Patty Sanger, and she just was so picky and standoffish with the guys. It was awkward, and it was weird to watch. Shereé, it's so weird. But yeah. Now let's get into the whole Kandi and Marlo situation, the whole beef, right? And whether Kandi is selfish and doesn't help people out or whatever. Marlo, you're ungrateful as fuck, right? You really are. Funky Dineva put this out there and gave us some true tea. Kandi actually was doing a show and had Marlo that was going to be on it, and Funky Dineva and a few other people. It was going to be called Fashion Mob, right? And they were all set to go. And, Marlo and I think another person pulled out because they wanted more money or doing this, doing that. And, so Funky Dineva, I think that's why one of the reasons why Funky Dineva don't fuck with her, So, I mean, Kandi, and the thing is, too, Marlo reached out to Kandi and was like, oh, please, I want to get back on the Housewives. Please help me. And she did that for Kandi. And she did that for Marlo. So it's just for you to say she doesn't do anything for anybody, that's fucked up and it's weird and it's ungrateful. That is ungrateful. There's nothing like that sucks more when you've done something for someone and then they just trash you like you didn't do anything for them. Like, that is so fucked up, right? Because the network didn't want to fuck with Marlo after the whole when Marlo said the F word at season 4 on in South Africa. I think they were like, because she wasn't on season 5. She was barely on season 6. She wasn't on season 7. She was barely on season 8. She was a little bit on season 9. And then NeNe came back, and then she was on 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Like, then she was heavily on the show. But for a while, like for years, like Bravo was not fucking with her and not checking for her. But I mean, shit, Shereé and Marlo, they played the long game and they got what they wanted to get. But at the end of the reunion, Marlo really opens up about her trauma and what she's gone through in her life and just everything. And I, at first, right, I was kind of like, oh, Marlo playing the sob story, making us feel sorry for her, da 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 da. But as she kept talking, I was like, yeah. Like, she ran away from home when she was 10 because her mom was beating her, went from foster care to foster care, suffered from emotional abuse. And I think she also probably suffered from, you know, sexual abuse as well, because she said, you know, I, you know, went house to house to house, and you can only imagine the things I've been through as a foster care child. And I think, you know, that's what that was alluding to. And that's when they were getting into her relationship with men and how, you know, she deals with men. And she says something poignant. She says, people say I'm a hoe, but can't name a dude I've fucked before. And that is very true. We haven't. And honestly, Marlo, like, I don't think she a lesbian, because she's made comments about how she not a lesbian. But I don't know. Some people are just made to be single. Not everyone's made to be in a relationship or wants to be in a relationship. I don't know. Or maybe Marlo's just smart as fuck and keeps her shit on the down low, doesn't want people to know her business, because they know that this show is a relationship killer. A relationship killer. And, you know, it was just really... It was touching to see Marlo, like, really express herself and get so vulnerable. Kenya, you know, she wasn't really having it, which I understand, because Marlo does a lot of, like, shady, low-down shit, right? She does. And, you know, everybody has trauma. I understand that. But at the end of the day, your trauma doesn't give you an excuse to go out and, like, hurt people. It provides an explanation, but it's not an excuse, and it's not something to fall back on. And I understand it's not heartless for Kenya to be, like, rolling her eyes or being like, whatever, because Marlo's done some fucked up shit. Kenya's gone through some rough shit, and Marlo has said, like, oh, that's why your mother doesn't like you. And fucking Marlo always goes in on Mark. The first thing whenever she's mad, that's why Mark don't want you. Like, so I understand why it's a little hard for Kenya to feel bad for her. Like, that's just human nature, right? But Marlo, you know, I feel bad for you. I feel for you. Like, that's a lot to go through. And that explains why the way you are. I mean, you are, and I don't know, Marlo. At this point, you just gotta... I think acceptance is just the thing. I think Marlo is long in the tooth. I think she is the way she is. I think hopefully she can change and be a better person in terms of the messiness, the drama, the shit like that. Maybe she's just like this in person for the show, and in her actual life, she's just the sweetest person ever, and she doesn't do this shit. But I don't know. But let's see. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I got for this episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the season 14 reunion part 1. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell button so you can be locked into when I upload on this channel. And I'll see you on the next video.